For those of you that maybe don't know, Jason and I have a skateboard company together called Skateboards, which we founded in 1992. I wanted to trace back to the roots of what drew us to skateboarding. And that was basically the personalities and the creativity.
But we had guys to look up to that were a little bit weird, a little bit random, and broke the rules, and they were a little bit different in their approaches. Without these guys, there ultimately wouldn't be a stereo.
And here's some early skateboard photos of us. Boom, look at that.
I had a pro signature Airwalk shoe model. I would sneak skating etnies because they were a little bit more comfortable sometimes. This ended up on the cover of Trans World magazine, and I'm not wearing Airwalks.
And he had a pro model shoe from Airwalk.
Next time you go to San Francisco, eat at Eddie's.
Jason farted in the middle photo. Jason and I struck up a friendship on these tours, and we'd come home with these graphic ideas and these creative ideas.
We were doing a lot of thrift store shopping and record collecting, and you know, I like all the film stuff, the Super 8 stuff. I think anybody has a nostalgia for vinyl or old photos or old ways of doing things. How can we kind of follow what we are into and apply that to skateboarding?
We kind of threw the creative book out the window and just started referencing Blue Note and old jazz aesthetic and just timeless classic graphics, I would say.
So it was the idea of incorporating design, music, and alternative ways of filming skate videos.
MailChimp!
Seeing all the old photos, talking about the history of everything, the old San Francisco stereo days, filming for the first video. It was really inspiring, like, yeah, man, we only got that stuff done. You only get anything done in life if you just kind of buckle down and just get shit done. Just pretty much everything about the old stereo I'm very nostalgic and feel very sentimental about because it was such an important time creatively.
Street skating is a lot like improvisational jazz music. You know, the people you're skating with or what you're skating, and you're kind of classically trained to do certain tricks, but then at a certain point you have to just riff.
We're here at Madam C.J. Walker's museum.
This is an original Madam C.J. Walker beauty shop. Madam C.J. Walker was an African-American beauty pioneer in the early 1900s.
Incredible jazz collection, vinyl. This guy spins once a week on radio.
The first black-owned radio station in North America operated above this beauty shop in 1949 to 1968. It's the station Dr. King used to coordinate logistics for the Civil Rights Movement. We have vinyl outreach where we take vinyl music, a small section, a turntable, and we take it to senior homes because senior citizens are cut off from the music they grew up with.
I speak from experience. My father's now in a home. He doesn't have his music, and I'm trying to gather
so this
a bunch
is what
of
we
stuff
do. We
for
take
him.
the music to seniors.
So you have the radio station, you have the museum, you have the beauty shop. What facet do you enjoy most?
It's the music. With all due respect,
That ties it all together. Well, that ties it all together.
The music just matters. You know, my whole
There's
objective
music in everything here.
was to keep it relevant and connect these legacies to young people.
And you guys have performers here and everything.
We have, this space is incredible.
Stereo Skateboards was born essentially from this aesthetic. If we lived in Atlanta, how often would we come to this spot and sit on this couch, talk,
Definitely.
and spin records?
All the time.
At least a few times a week. There's got to be at least one record behind us that we drew a graphics idea from.
Oh, definitely. We would go record shopping and just come up with concepts and stuff.
I mean, the color and the font and everything. I love that, how it opens like
Yeah.
that. Immediately just pictured that as some kind of a rendition of this in some way, as some kind of board graphic or logo.
Growing up, my dad was a jazz musician, and I actually could not stand jazz when I was a kid. No one likes what their parents like when you're 12. It's funny that jazz music became such a pivotal inspiration for us for our skateboard company. we've been exposing kids that wouldn't find jazz music in the culture otherwise.
Do you have a favorite jazz record?
Man, that's a tough question. Sketches of Spain, I think, probably. Yeah, that melts my heart when I listen to that. What about you?
I mean, mine's kind of, I guess, the easy choice because apparently it's the most sold jazz record of all time, but Kind of Blue.
Oh, yeah.
And there's an amazing French film called Elevator to the Gallows, and Miles Davis scored that. And it's all in that down-tempo style. But the soundtrack is unbelievable. Big thanks to MailChimp for hosting us and letting us babble on for an hour and a half.
I knew that we were talking to non-skateboarders, so I wanted to make it inspiring to them, whether it's technology or ballet or jazz music, that they could relate to what our message was and say, oh wow, that was inspiring.
The passion point.
Yeah, so I think it's all about not only having your passions and sticking to them, but evolving.
Yeah, that's true.
Hey man, I'm done.